If you cannot figure out this, you cannot do this business. Today, Elsa's customer asks he need an off-grid system. He doesn't mention anything else. He just tell, okay, Elsa, I need a 3, 5, 8, 10 kilowatt. So what does the meaning of this? What is related to? Load. What is load? So these systems will be used in a situation, the most load around 3 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt. The load will decide which atom of our components in solar. Which atom? The load. Inverter. Load will go to inverter. Why is that? Because all the AC part is carried by the inverter. When we are talking about a 6 kilowatt inverter, we are talking about this inverter can carry most of the load below 6 kilowatt, cannot be more than 6 kilowatt. So this is the meaning of 3 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt, and 10 kilowatt, okay? So we need to select the inverter for the customer. Bigger than 3 kilowatt, bigger than 5 kilowatt, bigger than 8 kilowatt, and bigger than 10 kilowatt, okay? This is the first thing. When you got the request from the customer, bigger or equal. Now in our product catalog, we have 3 kilowatt, 6.2 kilowatt, 11.5 kilowatt. Okay, so 6 kilowatt will goes to here, 6.2 kilowatt goes to here, 11.5 kilowatt goes to here. 3 inverter options for this customer who requested this inverter. Confirmed? Okay, you got the meaning of this. Second, what's next? Except for inverter for off-grid system, what else we need? So we will check the battery. You need to ask the customer, or maybe you don't need to ask. You just give them a common setup, 1.5 hours to 2 hours backup for now. So for 3 kilowatt backup, what's capacity of the battery we should make? Around 6 kilowatt hour, okay? And 6.2, around 12 kilowatt hour. 11, around 22 kilowatt hour. Is it right? Okay, so what's our option currently? Our most advantage, 7.5 kilowatt hour and 16 kilowatt hour. 7.2, we can go here. Here, we can go here, or here, or here. Why is that? We can use 2 pieces of the 7.5 kilowatt hour to form a 14 kilowatt hour battery, right? We can also use 16 kilowatt hour to form a 22 by 2 pieces, also okay, around 32. So it's a similar capacity related to its inverter, because different customer may have the different requirement, maybe from 1 hour backup up to 3 hours backup. Okay, this is the second thing. The third thing is about the solar panel. You know, when we check our inverter, we have a specification called MPPT. For example, our 6.2 kilowatt inverter is 9 kilowatt in MPPT. And in MPPT, we have the basic, like around 450 V is its upper voltage of the MPPT input. And for example, each solar panel, let's say it's 48 V, just like VOC around this. How many pieces you can do the serial connection? Less than 10 pieces, right? Around 10 pieces serial connection for the solar panels. So for each system, for example, this 6.2 kilowatt system, we can put 10 solar panels for this system. And each, the one, for example, we are using LONGi, X10, Scientist, or Explorer, the model, okay? Let's say it's around 650 watt. By 10 pieces, we can make a 6.5 kilowatt solar input. That's all. Solar panel, inverter, and battery, okay? Just a simple calculation for residential. You should have the idea. But in real scenarios, maybe our inverter have 2 MPPT, so we need a 2 input. Maybe we can put 12 pieces to 16 pieces of the solar panel input for this inverter. Let's see some scenarios. What is the inverter? What is the battery? What is the solar panel? And what's the relationship between these 3 parts? How to calculate one by one. So what is the load? Load is related to which component? Inverter, right? When customer talking about the load, it's related to the inverter. After the inverter capacity, and the customer tell you like, I need 2 hours backup, 3 hours backup. What is related to the backup battery, okay? And what is related to the solar panel, MPPT, and also the how long you want to charge the battery to fulfill, like to balance these 2 factors to make a solution, okay? So this is basic ideas for these components. If you cannot figure out this, you cannot do this business, okay?